What's up guys, you know me here. I'm going to do a couple of build guide videos on Necromancer. There's a few different builds I use for speed runs, for pushing, also for key runs. This first build I'm going to go through is a speed build. It can be used for solo play and group play. The gear stays the same for solo play and group play, you just change a passive and skills depending if it's solo or group play. I'll explain that in a second. First I'll go in the cube. Relina's Shadow Hook. We use this because for every point of essence it increases our damage by 0.5%. So basically the more essence we have, the more damage multiplier we're going to get from Relina's Shadow Hook. I'll quickly tell you that you can get essence on your weapon, your offhand. You can get it from Cycloracum Reservoir, and also Overwhelming Essence, which is a passive. Stewart's Greaves, we use this because it gives us 100% movement speed for 10 seconds after using Blood Rush. So I'll show you walk around. This is walking around normally, you use Blood Rush and boom, you're moving fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright. For the next slot, we want either a Squirts necklace or a Haunted Visions, depending on what you have better roll. The ideal stats are crit, poison damage. Ideally, you want 20% poison, max crit damage, but that's the best I got. It's better than any Squirts necklace I have rolled, so Squirts goes in the cube. We use Squirts because it gives 100% damage increase when you do not get hit. These 10 stacks here, they stay full, which is the 100% damage increase bonus. If you get hit, that will drop down and it will build back up again as you don't get hit. So you try not to get hit. It's very easy to not get hit with a Z-Barb and a ZDH. For solo play it's a bit harder. The fourth slot in the cube, you want the Petrified Spike. This is a Bonespear build, so this gives us 700% increased damage on Bonespear. It also increases the cost to 40, usually it only costs 20. That's not a problem. That's why we have maximum essence in every slot possible. I'll quickly go through the skills before I go through the gear. Aura of Frailty, we use this because it automatically chucks the curse on enemies that are inside your pickup radius. This is a speed build, so it saves you clicking and cursing everything individually, so you can run around and kill stuff quickly. Bonespear Blighted Marrow, we use this because it increases the damage of every enemy it passes through. So basically the more Bonespear passes through stuff, it does more damage each time it passes through a monster, and this works very well with area damage. Blood Rush, we use Metabolism. This is because it gives us an additional charge. So usually you'd only have one, but it gives us two, so we can move around faster. Basically, if you're having trouble surviving, you can switch to Potency, which increases your armor, but you will not be able to move as fast. It is another option though. Our Cycloracum we want is the Rune Reservoir, because this increases our maximum essence. Okay. Devour, we want Devouring Aura. This consumes corpses, which helps keep our essence full, because this build does not use a generator. There's no primary attack to generate essence. This build solely generates its own essence off kills. So, and this works with Dark Reaping. So as you're killing stuff, you gain 2% essence each kill. Also, The aura is consuming corpses, which gives you essence as well, so it helps keep your essence full, and you do not need a generator. Bone armor, we use dislocation. This is so it stuns the enemies, which helps proc the Crispin ring. Bone prison also helps proc it. I'll quickly. Crispin, you get 100% increased damage against slowed enemies. The slowed enemies you get from Bane of the Trapped. You gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards. Okay, and also the lost time. Your cold skills reduce the speed of enemies, so that's what procs the first multiplier, and then you get a triple multiplier bonus with enemies affected by any other type of control pairing effect. So this is Bone Prison. That's a control pairing effect that will proc the 300% multiplier. Also the stun from Bone Armor. Okay, so that's the first passive explained. The second passive, Necros are very squishy, so we need that armor. There's no pets in this build, so we get 100% armor. Boost overwhelming essence. I explained that it increases your maximum essence, which helps with Relina's Shadow Hook, which increases the damage multiplier. And Dark Reaping, it'll you gain essence per kill. So as you're killing, you're getting essence back. But you have to be careful if you try and burn all your essence on a single target and you're not getting kills or a Juggernaut elite. You can quickly burn your essence and have no way to get it back besides dying. So you sort of need to be smart with how you play, and not just willy-nilly shoot bone spears off at everything, you know. Okay, I'll go through the so you use a 6-piece bone spear. This Sickler Akram's no longer take damage, gains the effects of all runes, and its cooldown is refreshed when you die. This doesn't really matter because we use Haunted Visions, which Sickler Akram lasts forever. While you have a Sickler Akram, damage is reduced by 50%, so we have a permanent 50% damage reduction. And then obviously the 6-piece bonus is 10,000 increased damage for Bone Spear, and it's tripled with your Sickler Akram. So your Sickler Akrams are hitting 3 times harder than you are with a 30,000 DPS buff to Bone Spear. Okay, we'll go over some of the you want to get maximum Bone Spear damage on your helm, boots, and offhand if possible. You can get a maximum of 45%. So you want crit Bone Spear main stat. Chest, you want main stat armor. Ideally on the secondaries you'd like some sort of resistance and pickup radius or reduced range damage. Dainting's Binding's Belt, we use this for the 50% damage reduction, and this you automatically get this from Aura of Frailty. It automatically chucks the curse on enemies inside your pickup radius. So anything that's close to you is going to be hitting you half as hard as it will be, because you'll automatically get the 50% damage reduction. This belt rolls 50% max roll, so you want to try and get a belt that has 50 or close to 50%. Pants, you want main stat armor. Boots, you'd want main stat armor if possible, and then max Bone Spear damage. Offhand, you want crit area damage, Bone Spear damage, and ideally essence. Essence is very important on the secondary. Ideally you want 20, but this is the best roll lost time I've found, so it's what I'm using. Seems to be pretty hard to find a good one. Use Marrow Guards, use this because your Cyclorachum's Bone Spears cast from Cyclorachums deal up to 400% increased damage. 400% is the max roll. This is the best one I've found, so that's what I've got. On your gloves, you want crit area damage. Area damage is very important, and also so is the crit damage and crit. You want to try and get maximum crit damage in every slot, which is gloves, rings, weapon, and amulet. Convention of Elements, this is a must for this build. You get a 200% element buff, so on your every poison cycle, you're getting a 200% buff to the Blighted Marrow Bonespears, which is a poison skill. Ideally, you want crit area damage. This ring is a GG COE, that's as good as it gets. Your Crisbin, ideally you want area damage crit also, but this is the best one I've found. I've found 3 primal Crisbins and they've all rolled the same. Just the secondaries rolled different, but I've had the same main stats on all 3 of them, so I've been a bit unlucky. On your shoulders, you want area damage and cooldown reduction, and you also main stat. And your weapon. Ideally, this is a GG roll Scythia cycle. You want a secondary essence, area damage, and 10% damage, and main stat. This is the second primal one I found. The first one I found was nowhere near as good as this one. It was a bit disappointing, but I was using this one here for nearly the whole season. I've found this GG one just very recently, so pretty lucky with that. Yeah, so that's the build. And then for group play, you swap out Bone Prison to Serration. This gives you a 20% damage buff. You don't need Bone Prison in group play with a Z-Barb, ZDH or Z-Necro, because they will proc your Crisbin ring for you, so you no longer need Bone Prison. And you also do not need Dislocation from Bone Armor to stun enemies to help proc the Crisbin, because the Barb, the DH, will proc that for you. So you use Harvest of Anguish for movement speed. Increases your movement speed for each enemy hit. So this helps. It's a cold skill, so this helps proc the bonus on the lost time, which gives you movement speed. It can stack. You can get a 50% movement speed for 5 seconds. So, it stacks up. 10% stacks up to 5 times, so it's 50%. So using Bone Armor with the cold skill with the movement speed, you can move around very fast. For group play, you do not need the stun. And that's it, guys. That's basically. Also for group play, you swap out Aura of Frailty, and you put Early Grave in. And I swap out Dainty's Belt for Witching Hour. This is a full damage setup. With a Z-Barb or ZDH, you don't need Dainty's Belt to keep alive, and it's better just to curse the elites or grouped mobs as you go. Early Grave procs when they're at 18 or 17% health, it automatically kills them, so you can kill faster. Yeah, so that's basically it, guys. That's my speed squirts setup, and I'll make another video on my Crisbin setup, which is another speed build, but I believe this one is stronger. It kills faster, It's a bit squishier, but it definitely hits harder than Chrisman setup. Alright, cheers.